12 outdoor activities for when you need to get out of the house. As stay-at-home orders persist in many parts in the country, people are getting more than a little antsy cooped up inside, which makes outdoor activities a great way to get a change of scenery. But since we are in the middle of the coronavirus pandemic, not all outdoor activities get a blanket green light. There are safe outdoor activities, and there are ones that, unfortunately, you can't really engage in right now. It all comes down to social distancing, or keeping the recommended minimum of 6 feet away from others who live outside your household. This is an important tenet of COVID-19 prevention, since risk of coronavirus transmission seems to be the highest when people are in sustained, close contact with each other, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. That makes it easier for respiratory droplets from a person who's sick to make their way into another person's mouth or nose, which can make them sick too. Of course, that's not the only way you can contract the virus, which is why we're being super careful about sanitizing high-touch surfaces too. Safe outdoor activities during the coronavirus pandemic are those that allow for social distancing, and don't go against any ordinances in your particular area to do them. For instance, if you live in an area where non-essential travel is advised against, it wouldn't be a good idea to drive to an outdoor space. Don't forget the trip to the gas station to fill up beforehand, or the stop at a public restroom afterward. Restrictions on movement are also thought to help prevent the spread of disease from high-case areas. Some cities or towns may have also closed outdoor spaces like parks, beaches, or outdoor fields and athletic courts. So outdoor activities that don't pass muster right now include group runs or rides, pick-up basketball or soccer, barbecues with friends at the state park, or even playing with your kids on a public swing set if your town closed down its playgrounds. That doesn't mean, though, that you have to stay indoors. Depending on your area, there are likely some outdoor activities you can safely partake in, which can help give you a much-needed mental reset. Need a few ideas? Take a look at the list below, and keep these safe outdoor activities in mind for the next sunny day or any day. Really, we're not particular now. And remember, if you live in an area where you will come in contact with others outside your household, you do need to wear a mask. Remember, even if you feel healthy, you may be an asymptomatic carrier, and wearing a mask can prevent the disease's spread. Don't have one? Here are some options that are still available. 1. Walk in nature. When you need a change of scenery, but aren't feeling a more intense workout, going for a walk is going to come in clutch. Not only will it get you out of the house, but if you choose your destination wisely, it can seriously distress you too. Taking daily walks around the lake and enjoying the scenery calms me, says self-reader Michelle Smith Walker. Research backs her up, and it may be a particularly helpful strategy now, when the day-to-day of our lives is already super stressful. In a 2020 study published in Environment and Behavior, people experiencing chronic life stress who spent 40 minutes walking outside in nature experienced greater decreases in the stress hormone cortisol than those who walked either indoors on a treadmill or who watched nature programming on TV for the same amount of time. They also felt their mood improve more afterward too. 2. Go camping in your backyard. With many campgrounds closed, traditional camping is on hiatus. But you can get a similar vibe in your yard, if you have one. That could mean setting up a picnic out there, making an actual tent or fort, or gathering around a fire pit. Self-reader Rachel Weiser-Hagerton describes her family's fire pit as their oasis, something that helps them feel like they're on vacation even though a trip isn't exactly in the cards right now. We have 4 of us in our household, and when we need a quiet place to either get away solo or to sit as a family and just chill, we sit around the fire and talk about our day, about movies, or about some funny event, and cook s'mores and pretend to be camping, she says. 3. Lace up for a run. As long as you're able to social distance, running is a good choice if you want to get out of the house and get in a cardio workout at the same time. I'm not a huge runner, but I've been running more lately just to be outside, and like to do so with no music, no noise, nothing, says Dane Miklaus, CSCS, CEO and owner of Work Training Studio in Irvine, California. It's very meditative just to focus on your breathing. Just make sure you're being courteous to others outside. Cross the street if you see people in front of you rather than passing them, wear a mask if there's even a chance you'll see others, and carry tissues with you in case you have to blow your nose. Snot rocketing is a no-no right now, obviously. You can also try an over-the-counter nasal spray to clear out your sinuses beforehand to make it less likely you'll have to blow your nose during the run, as self-reported previously. You may also want to consider running during less prime times, think early morning or evening, when others are not as likely to be in the streets, which can be especially helpful if you live in a more crowded city or town. If you're running in the dark, these products can help keep you visible. 4. Explore your town. When you're in a rush, say, you're in a hurry to get to the train station, or even to finish a workout in a set amount of time, you probably have a specific route marked down to the minute. As a result, you might be missing out on some interesting and close-by places your city or town has to offer. That's why Self's executive editor Casey Gurin has been making it a point to try some less traveled routes during her regular walks. I essentially play a game of Frogger, where I just walk anywhere that looks interesting and doesn't have a person in the way, she says. I've ended up seeing some beautiful, fascinating parts of my neighborhood that I never would have seen otherwise because I always stuck to the parks right in front of my apartment, which are too crowded most weekend days for me to feel calm walking around there. Self's production assistant, Lisa Brown, employs a similar tactic each time she has to run errands, like going to the grocery store. It helps my mood a lot, especially since I'm inside all the time, and it turns annoying errands into enjoyable ones, she says. And all the side streets have the most scenic houses and buildings that make for a peaceful walk. 5. Bust out your jump rope. If you have even a small amount of space outside, jumping rope can be a great option for an outdoor workout. Decks made of suspended wood are ideal, joint cushioning surfaces, but you can also invest in a gym mat to put over harsher surfaces like concrete, as Self recently reported. When you jump, be sure to initiate the rope's movement from your wrists, not your shoulders, engage your core, and land on your toes rather than your heels. Try to jump just 1 or 2 inches off the ground to improve your ankle stability. 6. Take some photos. Self's social media manager Frances Dumlau uses her outdoor time to foster her creativity. She brings her camera and searches out beautiful flowers. I live in a city, and rarely do I stumble upon greenery during most times of the year. In the spring though, the city is blooming with tulips, daffodils, magnolias, and cherry blossoms, she says. It's a good reminder for me to smell the roses, that there are still small things to be grateful for in this weird time. I also share my flower photos on social media, so that others may find a little joy in them too. 7. Grow some food. The act of gardening can be super relaxing, and as a happy bonus, you could come out with some delicious, and free, fruits, vegetables, or herbs for your trouble. Self-reader Melissa Alfano considers vegetable gardening one of her favorite outdoor activities for her whole family. We are teaching our preschooler about plants, so this is fun, relaxing, and educational, she says. 8. Run some stairs. If running isn't your jam, you can still get in an intense cardio workout outside, especially if you live by some stairs. Lauren Leavell, an NASM-certified personal trainer and bar instructor, has been running up and down the stairs at her local train station as a HIIT workout. Since the trains are not running now, no one is there, she says. I don't like to run, so doing the stairs is more my style. 9. Play outside. Remember the sheer joy of simply playing outside when you were a kid? Mimic that now with some unstructured time outside. Savon Fagan, an ACE-certified personal trainer, spends time outside with her new puppy, Chai, to help blow off some steam. I love to run around and play shuffles with him, especially since he's a puppy and has lots of energy, she says. Basically whenever I want to calm my mind, center myself, and practice gratefulness, I go outside. It's like a pause button I can press during the day to reset and be one with nature and more in tune with myself. 10. Make your own gym. If you have some outdoor space, you can certainly do your equipment-free workouts there in the fresh air. But one of my own favorite ways to work out outside includes making your outdoor structure work for you. For instance, I bring a large, looped resistance band outside and attach it to my steel fire escape. Any kind of sturdy anchor point, like a pole or thick tree branch, would work too. Depending on the angle, you can do exercises like lat pull downs and rows, moves I feel a little wary doing inside with my old, wooden, not so secure door frames. I also use the open stairs themselves for bodyweight moves. They're the perfect height and sturdy enough for pull-ups, and they make push-ups easier or harder by elevating either your hands or your feet off them. I've combined these exercises for a 15-minute 4-move upper body circuit: pull-ups, push-ups, pull-downs, and rows that honestly rivals a heavy-weight gym workout. 11. Ride your bike. In order to get outside more, Miklaus has also been going on more rides lately. Whether you're cycling hard or going on an easy ride, remember that the same rules for running apply here. Make sure you're wearing a mask, and be sure to maintain proper social distancing while you're riding. 12. Take a hike. If you live near hiking trails, and they have remained open, hiking can be a great choice for a relaxing cardio workout. Again, just be sure to wear a mask. Hiking keeps me grounded, says self-reader Brindy Talley. I get some good pics and a workout in. Self-reader Michelle Bowen chooses hiking both for its physical merits and stress-busting benefits. I love how I feel when I'm with the trees, sounds of water and the silence at times, she says.